Hello, it is Cherie from Big Notes Get Votes. I am a professional singer, but my passion is definitely in vocal coaching. And before I work with a singer, I get them to complete an artist questionnaire. And I always ask them, what is your greatest fear or frustration in relation to singing? Today, we are going to focus on confidence because I'm just going to read a couple of anonymously, read a couple of the things that were stated to me. Now, I've worked with over 100 singers. And so this is just a snapshot. This is what I get sometimes. So, fear or frustration is confidence. And I don't think I sound very good. Fear or frustration is confidence and control, being able to control your voice. Now, that one I get a lot too. And I've already done a video on that, which I'll link to it. I struggle to finish songs because I lack confidence in what I'm doing, a lack of confidence or just being inadequate. And biggest fear is I am not good enough, or I just simply don't have confidence in my ability. And so today I want to share with you three ways that I feel can help you to become confident in your vocal ability, confident in being a singer, and confident in being a performer. So let's get straight into it. Number one, I think it's really important that you understand that you are unique as a creative, as a human. That is like physiology, design infrastructure is just different. Even if you are a part of some identical sibling ship, the twins, triplets, and so on, there are still subtle differences that make you unique from a structural perspective, like how your vocal tract is designed. Plus, how you've gone through life as well, too, how you've absorbed creative or musical influences will shape you. So you're always going to be unique. In fact, it's actually really hard to truly imitate another artist or another performer. It actually takes a lot of work and crafting. That's why people who can do caricatures are actually very skilled. They will have studied the nuance or the sonic recipe that makes up somebody's signature sound, and they will learn the steps to emulating that. With that in mind, the first thing for you is to identify that you are unique and that there is already a signature sound about you, and that is something that you can springboard from, but you need to be aware of that. You need to get that understanding happening first and foremost because it can really hold you back if you're constantly comparing yourself and feeling not good enough. Now, with that in mind, quite often the next step two, is to really get your head in the game and understand that you're not competing with anybody. You are in your own lane. Once you've identified, yep, this is me, this is what I do, you're not competing with anybody else. In fact, quite often, you will be your very worst and harshest critic. So, getting your head straight and getting your head in the game is essential because it really is honestly you that's going to hold yourself back. Nobody else will hold you back if you've got your head in the right space and you know that you can do this and that it's just a matter of outlining what the next steps or what the steps are to becoming more confident in yourself as a singer, which very smoothly leads me on to step three. The third thing that you need to do is you need to craft. So once you understand where you're at, and you understand how unique you are as a singer, then you realize I'm the only one that's going to change this, hold myself back, drive myself forward. Next step is put a plan in place and craft, nurture your creative, nurture your voice. And within my coaching practice, I see this framework of the creative cycle that repeats all the time. It's four steps. It's preparation, it's practice, it's polish, and then it's perform. And you just cycle through those, whether it's day to day, whether it's in an overall practice or crafting process, whether it's from gig to gig or session to session or album to album or release to release, however you want to look at it. Those four things cycle consistently. Now, if you want to get better, if you want to boost confidence in your ability, you need to know how your voice works. So, preparation is about nurturing daily your vocal health and your overall well being. And that means to me, understanding what contributes to a solid vocal health, which is hydration, sleep, nutrition, making sure that you're incorporating daily exercises like stretching for your voice, which is a siren, stretching your body. I call them singer stretches, and I'll link you to videos where I'm showing you how to do that. And then the key thing that is also really fun and quite a singing hack is speaking voice mindfulness. And why I call it a singing hack is not only does learning how to speak in a way that's mindful preserve your voice and minimize vocal fatigue, it can also be a way that you can practice without practicing. And that's why I call it a bit of a singing hack. So that preparation phase is just something that you lock in. It's the foundations, and then you keep up with it so that essentially you're preparing all the time. You're always ready. Now, trusting and nurturing in that process will inevitably build confidence because if you're looking after your voice every day and you're doing a little something, something every single day, it literally takes 5 minutes. So that prepare process, that outline that I mentioned to you, takes 5 minutes. That's sirens and singer stretches. And then the speaking voice mindfulness, you just keep in the back of your head throughout the day. The next step is the practice. Now, that does take some focus and direction because you need to figure out how am I going to spend my time? How long am I going to practice? How often am I going to practice? And it often can be determined by what you're working towards. But the practice itself is pretty much consistent. You always want to do a check in with your voice, like those preparation phase. You always want to do some stretches to make sure you're releasing tension. You want to be sure that you're clear with how you're about to use your time. And then it rocks out like vocal warm up, vocal workout or technical practice or song study. That's the bulk of the practice. Vocal cool down, maybe a little reflection. If you're journaling, using your vocal journal, and then taking some vocal rest depending on how hard you worked in the session. And I would do that anyway. So that's your practice plan. Then polish is like a song study in my mind. It's where you take one song at a time, you break it down from the key to the lyrics, to the phrasing, to the storytelling, and then what vocal qualities align to help that process. So how you're going to technically deliver the story. And then once that is done, you just go over it and over it and over it until you got it in your head. And then you move on to the perform phase. Now, the good news is that I've got this all outlined and they're linked below. All of these guides you can download and you can go through the process yourself. Now, why it matters is because I think when you have a clear guide of how to become more confident, you understand that it's accepting your uniqueness and owning it, getting your mindset right, getting your head in the game and trusting in the process and committing to it. That's everything. That is literally a step by step. If you do this, you will feel more confident. And I'm going to tell you a little story about how I know this is because I've been through it. So for many years, I compared myself to other people. I used to think I'm better than, I'm not as good as. And that internal dialogue just messes with your chi. You just don't need to be focusing on that. Energetically, you need to be focusing on those three things that I just mentioned. And once I just was like, do you know what? It is what it is. I am who I am. This is me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to accept the good. I know what works well, what's good about my voice. I also know what I want to work on, but they're balanced. It's not always, oh, I wish I could sing this note or I wish I had this voice quality. It's also, I really like my tone. I like the fact that I'm quite a versatile singer. There are positive things as well. And I remind myself and lean into that. And then I craft my booty off. So I just work at it. And that is really what has developed my confidence. There are still singers who are better than me. There always will be. I'm just not thinking about that anymore. I'm just thinking about what I can do, what's unique about me, and really focusing on getting better. And I do feel very confident as a performer because I know I've got these clear steps that I just follow. Sometimes I just don't even make it about me. I'm like, trust in the process, girl. Just do what you need to do. Get up, do your sirens, get up, do your stretches, keep moving forward. And so that is how you build your confidence in yourself as a performer and as a singer. What do you think? Can you do this as well? Remember, if you need help, get those guides that are linked below. Ask me questions. If you have any questions specifically about singing that I can maybe answer for you, I do not know everything about singing, but I can certainly find out the answer. And I have a lot of information based on my own study and personal experience, which I think is a good thing. I think we all have to lead with what we've learnt ourselves. Please trust yourself as a singer. I want you to tell yourself today, I am an amazing singer. And then I just need you to act into that. So if you don't truly believe it, just act like you are. Do all the things that an amazing singer. I always like to tell myself, what would Beyonce do? You know, does she ever think to herself, I can't hit that note, and then just goes and lies in bed and binges and watches Netflix? Probably not. So I need you to grab that identity, hold on to it, and then follow through with those steps that help you to boost your confidence in your singing ability. Have an amazing day. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care.